Shalom, all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and citations to you. I can teach all true sincerity. It's to be called Reincarnation is Biblical. Um, so I'm gonna read. This is Revelation chapter 1 and verse 7. It says, "Behold, he comes with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him." And this is talking about when Yahushua comes back in that huge fathership, a huge chariot of Israel, which is gonna block out the sky, and everybody's gonna see him, um, make his appearance. And those that pierced him, back when he was when he was crucified and was on the on when he was crucified and hemmed up on the cross, um, those men that pierced him are back in the reincarnation, back in the flesh, in a new body. They're gonna see him come, and he's going to get back at those men that pierced him. Um, you know, because that was, a day to the Lord is 1,000 years. So that was just 2 days ago. So they have to be judged for what they did to our Lord, um, our big brother Yahweh Shai. So I'm gonna go to Matthew chapter 16 and verse 13. It's Matthew chapter 16 verse 13. When Yahushua came into the coast of um, Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, "Whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" And they said, "Some say that thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, others Jeremias, or one of the prophets." He saith unto them, "But whom say ye that I am?" And Simon Peter answered and said, "Thou art the Hamashiach, the Son of the living power." And Yahushua answered and said unto him, "Blessed art thou, Simon Barjona, for flesh and blood have not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven." Yeah, because the Spirit was on, you know, the Apostle Peter, which was the disciple Peter, which, uh, from my understanding, he was King David, in one uh in his in his in his past incarnation into the flesh, um and John the Baptist was the prophet Elijah. um you know but anyway, I'm going to move on. I'm gonna go to Genesis chapter 18 and I'm gonna read verse 10. It's Genesis chapter 18 verse 10. It says, "And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. And lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. And Sarah heard it in the tent door which was behind him. Now Abraham and Sarah were old," and this is when Sarah and Abraham were having trouble having children. And this when she was told that she was going to conceive a son. And that very son, was Isaac. And this angel said that, "I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life." That means he told her that I was going to be the spirit to be your son. You know, you're gonna be pregnant in a year, and soon, um, you're gonna be become pregnant soon, and I'm gonna be that spirit that inhabits that body. Basically, that's what the angel was telling her. Um, and because Sarah didn't believe this, that's why she laughed. She didn't believe that she could get pregnant. You know, but the Lord had plans for her to bring forth our forefather Isaac, which Isaac was one of Yahushua's um, incarnations into the flesh. He was Isaac. He was Solomon. He was Adam. He was Adam. He was Solomon. He was Isaac. Um, because King David was also Moses. Um, from my understanding. Um, but let me continue reading. This is Genesis chapter 18 verse 11. It says, now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age, and it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women. It says, therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I am waxed old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also? And Yahweh said unto Abraham, wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, shall I of surety bear a child? Okay, shall I of a surety bear a child with which am old? Is anything too hard for Yahweh? At the time appointed I will return unto thee, according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. And that son was Isaac. I'm gonna Hebrews chapter 7 and verse 24. It's Hebrews chapter 7 verse 24. It says, but this man, because he continued ever, have an unchangeable priesthood, wherefore he is able also to save them to the utmost that come unto God by him, seeing he ever liveth to make intercession for them. For such an high priest became us, who is holy, harmless, undefiled, separate from sinners, and made higher than the heavens, who needeth not daily, as those high priests, to offer up sacrifice, first for his own sins, then for the people's. For this he did once, when he offered up himself. And Yahushua, when he went and sacrificed himself, he did for his past iniquities and for the iniquities for the nation of Israel. Because in his past lives, when he was Adam, when he was Solomon, he especially when he was King Solomon, because King Solomon was not judged until he came back in the flesh as Yahweh Shai. That's when he was judged with the stripes of men. Um, you know, um, you know, got beat with beat marred more than any man. His visage, his countenance was unable to be recognized. That's how badly Yahushua was beaten and tortured by the Romans, when he was in when he was their prisoner. Um, but yeah. Um, anyway, I'm in it right here. I'm gonna say all praise, honor, and glory to you. How about Shin Yashai Bashin Kakadash? Double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone. Citations to Wakati, Charles, true sincerity, and Shalom.